three, no. Geisel Suter up to Enrique. James running right side. Beautiful pass, Enrique.
The Indiana Fever's West Coast journey hit an emotional speed bump on Sunday, August 3rd, as fans held their breath for positive news regarding their franchise star, Caitlin Clark, only to be met with uncertainty cloaked in heartbreak. The Fever were in the midst of a challenging 4-game road swing. And while the games continued, the glaring absence of Clark loomed large. The rookie phenom, whose electrifying presence has not only fueled Indiana's playoff hopes, but also helped catapult WNBA ratings to historic heights, remained sidelined due to a persistent groin injury. Yet, signs earlier in the day sparked cautious optimism. Clark was spotted courtside in Seattle, donned in full practice gear, warming up, laughing with teammates, and displaying the kind of energy that hinted a return might be near. Fans held onto those fleeting glimpses like lifelines, believing they were witnessing the final steps of her recovery. But then, just hours before tip-off against the Storm, head coach Stephanie White stepped up to the microphone and delivered a sobering update that left Fever fans crushed. "We've had updates from the training staff, and her recovery is going well," White explained, her tone a mix of resolve and hesitation. "For us, it's about staying the course and making sure we're really diligent about each step that we take. No shortcuts, no setbacks." Those words echoed like a warning shot to anyone hoping for a sudden, miraculous return. Still, White wasn't done. What she said next hit like a gut punch to a fan base that has already endured weeks without their generational star. "I know she wants to be out here on the floor. We all do. But making sure she's truly ready is the most important thing," she continued. "I still don't know how far we are. We're going to take it one step at a time, one day at a time, and go from there." It was a statement drenched in realism but absent of any comforting timeline. And that void was difficult to swallow for those who have watched Clark redefine the sport with every dribble, pass, and logo range 3. The update arrives in the shadow of the Fever's earlier July 24th announcement, a moment that had briefly lifted spirits. That report had revealed that additional medical evaluations showed no new injuries or structural damage, sparking belief that Clark's return was imminent. Yet here we are, nearly 2 weeks later, and the silence on a return date has grown louder. Clark has now missed 7 consecutive games due to the lingering groin issue and injury. That may not be serious on paper but has proven to be stubbornly disruptive. This isn't the first time injuries have interrupted her otherwise meteoric rise, from her college days at Iowa, where she played through nagging quad issues, to this latest professional challenge. Clark has battled her body nearly as hard as she's battled defenders. And through it all, her competitive fire hasn't dimmed. White made that clear. Clark wants to play badly, but even Clark's warrior mentality can't rush the clock of recovery. In a league as physical and fast-paced as the WNBA, bringing her back too soon would be a risk the Fever simply cannot afford to take, not just for this season, but for the long-term health of a player poised to become the face of the league for years to come. For now, all the fans can do is wait, hope, and trust in the process, knowing that when Caitlin Clark does step back onto that court, she'll be ready to light it up in a way only she can.
Team bounces for Howard, patience, and a finish. Hit 3 threes.
In a season filled with rising hopes, shifting dynamics, and flashes of brilliance, the Indiana Fever's journey has become one of resilience, heartbreak, and lingering uncertainty, centered around the absence of their brightest star, Caitlin Clark. As the team clawed their way through a tough 4-game West Coast road trip, the situation reached an emotional crescendo following Sunday's gritty 78-74 victory over the Seattle Storm. It was a hard-fought win, their 5th straight, and one that spoke volumes about their depth and heart. But overshadowing all the celebration was the undeniable fact that Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation and heartbeat of the franchise, missed yet another game. This latest DNP marked her 16th regular season absence, the 7th straight game she's missed since July 15th due to a nagging right groin injury that has stubbornly resisted quick healing. What made this particular absence sting even more was that Clark had been spotted traveling with the team, seen in her practice gear, smiling, lightly participating, seemingly moving well. That alone had sparked rumors and reinvigorated hopes that her return was imminent. But then came the sobering reality check from head coach Stephanie White, who reminded everyone that while Clark's recovery was trending in the right direction, there remained no set timeline. Her words were clear and measured, but fans heard the heartbreak between the lines. They may still be waiting for weeks, Clark has now missed marquee moments fans had anticipated for months: the Commissioner's Cup Final, the WNBA All-Star Game, and most recently, the headline-grabbing clash against fellow collegiate icon, Paige Bueckers, and the Dallas Wings. That particular matchup on Friday was supposed to be a symbolic passing of the torch. A reunion of rivals, a celebration of elite women's basketball only. It never happened. And the disappointment didn't just belong to Indiana fans, but to the entire WNBA audience, hungry for another unforgettable Clark performance on the national stage. Even so, the Fever have somehow managed to survive no thrive without her, putting together an impressive 9-7 record in her absence and storming through a 5-game winning streak that's elevated them to 17-12 on the season. They've leapfrogged over teams like Seattle in the standings and continue to build momentum at exactly the time many predicted they would collapse. But make no mistake, even this success doesn't obscure the undeniable reality that Indiana isn't the same without Caitlin Clark. Her elite court vision, deep-range shooting, gravity-defying playmaking, and unmatched intensity simply can't be replicated. Yes, others have stepped up. Guard Ari McDonald, in particular, has risen to the challenge, averaging 9.8 points, or 7 assists, and 2 rebounds in 18 appearances, providing consistency and calm at the point. She's played her role with pride and purpose, and her veteran presence has been vital to keeping the offense balanced. But even McDonald would admit, there's a different electricity when Caitlin is out there. Clark doesn't just play basketball, she elevates it, makes it poetry in motion, turns every possession into a possibility, and every fast break into a moment you don't dare look away from. She is, quite simply, the league's biggest draw. Her jerseys sell out in minutes, her games spike viewership numbers, and her highlights go viral within seconds. The Fever are riding a wave right now, but it's a wave built partly on hope that Clark will return soon enough to help carry them deeper into the playoff race, as they prepare for pivotal matchups against the Los Angeles Sparks and Phoenix Mercury. Both teams battling for their own postseason dreams. The uncertainty surrounding her return looms large. It's the kind of storyline that's difficult to avoid. Do you protect your superstar and play the long game with her health? Or do you ride the hot streak, roll the dice, and unleash her for a playoff push that could define the season? That question is dividing fans and experts alike. On one hand, you have those who say Clark is too valuable not just to this team, but to the sport to risk re-injury. A groin strain can become chronic if mismanaged, and no short-term gain is worth compromising her long-term greatness. On the other hand, there are those who believe that if she's close, and if she feels ready, you trust her instincts. These opportunities don't come often in professional sports. The Fever haven't seen this kind of relevance or playoff potential in years. A healthy Caitlin Clark down the stretch could be the difference between a respectable playoff exit and a shocking finals run. And then there's the emotional layer, the part fans feel deep in their bones. This season hasn't just been about basketball. It's been a cultural shift. It's been about watching a rookie turn arenas into sellouts, inspire the next generation, and force national media to pay attention to a league that's long deserved the spotlight. Clark's impact is measured in more than just stats. It's visible in the little girls in Fever jerseys, in the teenagers practicing logo threes, in the grandmothers who say they haven't missed a game since her debut. She's more than a player, she's a movement. And so, her absence isn't just a void on the court heights, a silence that echoes across the league. Still, her presence on the sidelines, traveling with the team, staying engaged, participating in and supporting teammates has not gone unnoticed. It speaks to her leadership, her character, her hunger. She wants to be out there more than anyone else. But like Coach White said, readiness matters more than desire. That's the line the Fever are walking, balancing ambition with caution, hope with prudence. So what happens next? Will the Fever continue to ride the momentum and keep Clark sidelined until she's 110% ready, even if it means dropping a few crucial games in the standings? Or will they clear her just in time to make a dramatic return, a spark that could light up the postseason with a Hollywood-style comeback story? The only certainty is the uncertainty, and fans are left hanging in that emotional limbo, scrolling for updates, clinging to every glimpse of Clark in warm-ups, listening intently to every word from White or the medical staff. It's become the WNBA's most-watched saga, and we're all waiting for the next chapter. So, what do you think? Should Indiana play it safe and protect Clark at all costs, even if it delays their playoff dreams? Or is it time to roll the dice, trust her recovery, and let her lead the Fever into the fire of postseason basketball. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what Fever Nation has to say. And if you're riding this emotional road with us, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss the moment Caitlin Clark finally steps back on the hardwood. Thanks for watching, and we'll be right here for every twist, turn, and triumphant return. Ahead.